Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to class today. Thank you for joining me, whether you're watching live or you're watching the recording. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. We're going to do a really short one today. Really, the big idea of doing this one at all is just to kind of get you used to the process of how we're going to handle live classes. So, most of the stuff that we've already handled for today was handled in the orientation video. Right, so if you've already watched the orientation video, you've got most of the information. I do want to spend just a little more time talking about the final project for this course today, because it is a sort of semester-long final project. You'll want to be thinking about the different things that you're going to do for the project as we progress. It is, since it is a big project, you'll want to have some thought before we get to the end, or else, you might be in a bit of a bind at that point. But we're going to try to have these live sessions once a week, as often as possible. We won't be able to have them every week. In the event that we aren't able to have one live, I will post a pre-recorded video with the purpose of kind of giving you all some extra information and some extra help, some different stuff that can kind of help you through that module's content and that module's assignments. They're not required to attend live, although it is a good idea, so you can come in and ask questions. It is on YouTube. I think YouTube's a very friendly platform in terms of conducting a live class or a live stream, really. You can come in and sit in the chat and just listen, and I don't know if you're here or not, and that's fine. You can ask questions in the chat. That's good. I'm also monitoring my email and my Teams messages during this time, so if you don't want to send the question via email, via the YouTube chat, you can send it via email or via Teams, and I can answer it also on the live stream. So, I try to keep this as sort of low stakes as possible to give you all the best opportunity to come in and participate. So I hope you all are finding your way around well. Right, our primary focus for this week is the Begin Here module. And this is all of the clerical orientation stuff related to the course. This orientation video right here is the one that I was mentioning earlier. If you've already watched this video, you probably have a pretty good lay of the land. I know the vast majority of you are second-year students, if not all of you. So you've taken, presumably, online classes here at Cleveland Community College before. Many of you have probably taken classes with me before. So you know the way that I sort of handle things. The big thing here in this course in particular is the enrollment verification activity. I want to make sure you all take the time to do that. You have until August the 26th to do it. That's what they call the census date, or the 10% point of the course. But it's best to go ahead and get that done as soon as possible. This is basically what we use to just ensure your enrollment in the course. You do this, you come complete this, you tell me, yep, I'm going to stay in the course, and that's it, right? And then I can verify you in my enrollment, and we can go on. Otherwise, you will be hearing from me. So we want to make sure that you go ahead and, do this, so I'm not trying to track you down. And if you don't want to stay in the course, if you want to be removed from the course, please let me know as well. Send me an email or Teams message, and then I can just go ahead and remove you when it comes time. That way I'm not tracking you down there as well. And I kind of went over a lot of this stuff in that orientation video, so I'm going to encourage you all to go watch that. So we got syllabus, we got due dates, we got the live class information here. Basically everything you'd need. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up here in a few minutes. I do want to talk about the final project really quickly, just so you all are aware of it. But as you can see here, the final project is a pretty big one. Right, there are multiple phases of this project. That you turn in at different points throughout the semester. You'll see that those turn-ins in the modules that we're working on. I want to say that our first one is in Module 4 when I ask for your wireframes. Or there actually might be one before that, because, yeah, your proposal is in here somewhere. And it might even be in Module, I think it might be Module 2. That I'm looking for that. So in Module 2 here, I have the information for Phase 1 of the project. Phase 1 of the project is due in Module 4. In Module 3, I have information about Phase 2. Phase 2 is due in Module 5. All right, so I let you know about the different phases ahead of time and when they're going to be due. And the different phases kind of align with what we're talking about in the different modules as well. But one of the first things that I'm going to want is basically a proposal, a website that you want to build, right? And when we're talking about the project in this case, I'm not giving you any specific guidelines on the site that you have to build. Right, one of the things that we're going to talk about throughout the course of the semester when it comes to the idea of design is that design is about solving problems. And so basically what I want you to do is I want you to pick a problem that you would like to try to solve, whether it's, a particular application, how to present information about a certain thing. Right, you pick the theme, you come up with the idea, you pick the project that you want to create something based on, and you pitch that to me. And there are some standards here for what I'll be looking for. So we'll see that, it's a home page with at least 2 sub-pages based on the same theme. So that's a 3-page website total, with a navigation bar, with best design practices, which includes making it accessible and responsive and interactive. There's also a big reflective paper that goes along with this. That paper's pretty long, or it sounds pretty long, I should say. It's 10 to 15 pages. But a lot of this information you're doing in the phases. Right, so you might write a couple pages with Phase 1. You might write a couple more pages with Phase 2. And then a few more pages with your final submission. And then all of a sudden you have 10 pages. Right, and this is also going to include things like graphs from your research phase and things of that nature. So, no big deal there, right? Like, it sounds like a lot. It's not as much as it sounds like. You do this in little chunks along the way. This also includes graphics. This also includes screenshots. This also includes charts and graphs. So I do know that 10 to 15 pages sounds like a lot, but it's not. We'll talk a little more about Phase 1 when we do our live stream for Module 2. And some of the expectations that I have for Phase 1. Which, again, Phase 1 isn't due until Module 4. But I do want to draw your attention to the final project now, so you can be thinking about it. You can come here and look at this. You could start thinking of ideas so that when we get to module 2 for when you're starting phase 1, you already have a foundation of what you're going to talk about and what you want to build a site about and all that kind of stuff. I'm bringing your awareness to all of this now, so you can start thinking about it and start working on it. And so I said today's was going to be really short, and it is really short. I'm basically done. All right, so again, go back, if you haven't yet, go back and review that orientation video. Complete the begin here orientation assignments. That includes the EVA, that includes the introduction, discussion board, and that also includes the orientation quiz from the begin here module. If you have any questions for me, please send me an email or a Teams message. I'll also hang out for a couple minutes here just in case anybody is here with me live, wants to drop a question in the chat. But we'll go ahead and wrap things up here for today. So that's all that I have for you for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Mind and body entirely coerced. Eyes profound and enticing draw me in.